Today I fucked up by unknowingly giving my partner an STD. Today I fucked up by giving my partner an STD without my knowledge when we first started dating. Today my partner got the results of an STD test they took recently and it came back positive. At first I thought there was no way it could have been me, as I was completely faithful throughout the course of our relationship. They're the love of my life and I never even thought twice about stepping out on them. At first it was a complete shock, and I thought they were lying or telling a sick joke. However, I hadn't gotten tested in a few months leading up to our relationship, while they got tested right after we started dating, so they could prove they were clean when we first got together. Unfortunately I could not, so it has to have been me. I feel so incredibly awful that I did this to them, even though I had no idea. I know it's not an excuse though, and I'm having trouble coming to terms with all the damage I unknowingly did. Neither of us had any symptoms for over a year, still don't, and I wouldn't have even thought to get tested having been in a committed relationship for a while. I still don't even know who this came from. I have a suspicion after racking my brain for hours, but even that still seems unlikely. Part of me thinks it could have been them that cheated on me, but I think that's only because I'm still shocked I could have had this for years without even showing symptoms. I've tried apologizing, but it doesn't feel like even close to being enough. I don't know what to do, how to make it up to my partner, what to say, anything. I feel completely helpless, but worse because I know I'm the cause of it and that I may have irreparably damaged this person. They want to be a parent more than anything in life, and I couldn't live with myself if I took that away from them. I feel disgusted. Feel like dirt, lower than dirt, bloody loam. I feel like complete and utter scum, and that my partner deserves so much better than me. I can't even think of forgiving myself, so I don't know how I could expect them to. This is weighing on me so heavily, but I know I only have myself to blame. Even if you think the chances are 0.0001% of having an STD, always get checked before, after sleeping with someone new. Don't trust them without a test. I didn't think there was any way I could have had an STD, but I did, and I may have just lost the love of my life and the ability to have children because of it. It's not worth it. Too long did not read. Today I fucked up by giving my girlfriend an STD when we first started dating and not finding out until years later. Edit. Wow, I did not expect all the activity in less than 24 hours. To clear some things up, they didn't do this because they were cheating and randomly decided to get tested. They got tested as part of their yearly exam. I also didn't include the name of the disease in the event that they somehow find this post. We're also not being dramatic about this. Years of carrying this without treatment can affect both our ability to have children. Even though this was caused by complete ignorance on my part, not typically in the habit of getting tested before new partners unless something happens that warrants it, this was still all my fault, and my partner understandably wants nothing to do with me. Even though it happened before we were together, the fact that I infected them with something that may severely impact their future was enough for them to end things. Honestly, I don't blame them, as I can't even forgive myself for hurting them like that. I was tested, but haven't received results. Hoping this turns out to be a false positive for them, but I'm not holding out any hope. There's no resolution here, I just wanted to share in hopes that it could help someone else who doesn't frequently get tested. What kind of STD? Have you had yourself tested? If you know you've been true this whole time? Just a thought. I do not understand the purpose of not naming the STD here. Did you get tested? Do you have it? They very well may have cheated on you and to get out of it got tested first to make it look like it was you that gave it to them. Why after a year being in a relationship, and with zero symptoms, did your girlfriend go and get an STD test? This is a shitty situation because if you were faithful, you're going to have a very hard time making her believe that. But, and I'm really sorry to say this, there's a significant chance that she cheated on you, developed symptoms, and got tested first. Hell, you could even get the test and wait 10 days before taking the antibiotics and see if you develop symptoms, in which case she cheated. Obviously there's a risk in not taking medication immediately, but just a thought. Today I fucked up by losing $146,000 in poker. Mandatory not today. I've been living alone in a new city for a little more than a year. I literally don't know anyone here except for my work folks who I don't interact with except for at work. With not much to do during my downtime, I got into online poker. I have a decent job where I make around $100K a year and, where I stay, this puts me in the top 10% of earners. But over the last 7 months I've managed to lose $146K playing poker. I primarily played PL06. I started with buy-ins of 100, but soon moved to 500 and then 5,000. I was losing often but only after I would run up insane scores. Similar every other day I would load up for 5k, run it up to 30k, proceed to lose it all, and then buy back 6 more times. I kept it mostly in balance with a couple of big CA shouts, getting up from the table with, say a 70k profit, only because everyone else left. But I was a consistent loser, losing on an average 20k 30k per month. My entire salary would go into this, other than rent and food. The last week or so of every month I would be counting my dollars to make sure I had enough to make it through. And then it happened. I lost balance completely. Had a month where I lost 50k plus. Blew through my savings, took an advance from work, then blew through that too. As of today I'm down 146k, with 12k in debt and about $200 to my name to last out the month. I don't have enough for rent this month and don't really know how I'm going to figure it out. I am respected at work and seen as someone who is highly logical, analytical, practical and intelligent. What they don't know is that I'm also a degenerate gambler. I'm sure I'll get through this. I have to. And I have to rebuild. But I just needed to put this down and share it with someone, even if it is just words in an empty sub. Take care guys. Loneliness is a hell of a thing. Too long did not read. Lonely well-to-do guy spends everything on poker. End up being lonely and in debt. My father always told me, any mistake you can put a dollar amount on can be overcome. Best of luck. Being broke is the best possible thing for you right now. You got out with only $12,000 in debt. Ban yourself officially from all the card rooms and beware of any windfall of cash. Find a 12-step meeting, get a sponsor and work the steps. This just makes me so unbelievably angry. I'm the only one working in my house. It's me and my mom here plus 4 cats. My mom can't seem to find work anywhere and this isn't even the first time I've had to be the one to pay all of the bills. I make $13 per hour and barely get over part-time hours. I get paid twice a month so all of my check gets put into bills. We have to go to food pantries to get our food, and this month we had to decide that instead of paying our utility bill, we'll use the money to get cat litter and cat food. I don't understand how people like you can blow through so much fucking money when people like me don't even bring in $1,000 a month. Bro, PL06 on apps is one of the most cheated, colluded games online. Quit. In all likelihood they're not only better than you but significant other cheating you. Go play on something semi-regulated that isn't an app. Don't play more than PL04 online. And in any online poker game always be ultra skeptical about whether or not people are cheating. Quit when it's a 5% chance because it's probably more like 50%. For the money you're spending you could easily pay for plane tickets to LV or Fort Lauderdale and go play live at Aria or Seminole. That's nothing. I'm $300,000 down with fucking Robinhood. It seems like a game almost. Till it's not.